elimination game and you're like, okay, they're like a massive underdog. I feel like either of these teams, when they play their best, can hold a candle to the possible opponent they end up facing tomorrow. So there is a lot on the line here, of course. That goes without saying. Yeah, I echo a lot of what the panel said here. I feel like this Navi draft, I'm a big aficionado of Dawnbreaker.
Aficionado.
As an aficionado myself, I do not like this lineup as Dawn. That's my biggest concern. This was your overall last pick. You have no setup for ulti. Effectively, it seems like they picked PMA's Dawnbreaker as a counter to RP. But the problem is, Dawnbreaker actually isn't the best counter to Mag, because yes, if your teammates get RP'd, you can ult, then you can just skewer them away.
Right.
And if he does the full combo RP skewer, you're probably arriving in some really obscure position where you're just landing inside an arena as well. Like, this is going to be really tough. I think the one upside that I see here for Navi is some good potential in their laning, because Marcy Dawn is a really strong lane, and Fear unfortunately will not get what he was talking about, the 5 Marcy. It will be position 4 played by Zayats. Unless, are they lane swapping? No, they're just starting as 3 bot. So it will be, that is my biggest upside here. If Marcy Dawn can pop off, it's a very, very strong lane. It's one of the lanes that can kill Troll because the blind of Whirling Axis does not work against Starbreaker. Right. So Dawn has 3 guaranteed connecting hits. She has magic damage from her Celestial Hammer, and Marcy does spell damage when landing. So this lane is playable.
Oh boy, Sumail has Skewer. They're setting up a first blood potential onto Niku. That is a big kill as Sumail will grab it. So Omar sticking around. That is not a good start for Na'Vi, but brilliant from NGX.
Omar tipping Sumail. I guess it was his idea. Or he said, good job, you skewered on Nightmare. Probably the former.
Starbreaker, this is the combo you were talking about. Pretty powerful, but Zayats is the one taking the death instead.
I would not advise going for it on level 1. I think this is a lane where you chill, you get level 2, and then your damage is twice as high. Perhaps the concern is if you do it before or at level 2, then Decrepify is coming into the equation. We didn't even talk about that. That's a bigger problem, honestly, because, like, yeah, you can get the Starbreaker hits, but you're only getting them if GH is accounted for. Otherwise, you just decrep the Troll and it's whatever. But at the very least, this top lane for Navi should just be able to farm. Like, you can just play it safe, you can get your stuff on Dawn. You're one of the heroes that doesn't get fully bullied by Troll. But yeah, not off to the hottest start here. However, Warlock Anti-Mage should be doing well. I don't see Mars plus Bane doing all that much against Got the Juice with the Warlock healing him up. So that lane is stable.
Yep, gonna continue the pressure here. Got the Juice. Not able to do too much now as Nightmare takes Riddies out of the equation. Talk to me about the Snapfire mid. It's been a while since I've seen this.
Yeah, it's not exactly the most
What do you build
popular
on this hero as a mid laner? Any different than...
Well, it's good for Helm of the Dominator because you can cookie the creep, so that's what he's going to go. Okay. And then the next item he has queued up is Blink, and then I'm guessing this is an Ags to toss in Marcy or Anti-Mage? I mean, it's an early quick buy, right? So it could be anything. I would say Snapfire has 2 build paths. One is focusing on kisses and one is focusing on attacks. And I think even if you play it mid, you can focus on the kisses if you don't think it's a good attacking game. Which for me, this one is... It's honestly hard to build right-click Snap here. You're playing against Mars, who can block your attacks with Arena. You're playing against Mag, who's going to skewer you in, and Troll as a carry matchup. I would rather see Niku just focus on the spellcasting. Maybe go something like Kaya Sanj, focus on the globs, and do a ton of artillery.
If you want to go the dataless route, that would be like much later in the game anyway, right? We've seen the utility mid Snapfires from the past go almost like a supporty type of utility build to start, and then they end up with a dataless plus another item, and they're doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was a different time, though, I feel like. At this point in the game, when you choose your facet on Snapfire, I feel like you're actually largely committing to a path, right? You've chosen full bore, so now your innate is Buckshot, which gives you a chance of having glancing shots, and that kind of sucks later in the game because the... I don't know, you have 30% chance to do, or excuse me, 25% chance of getting a glancing shot doing less damage, but then you do 30% more with auto attacks in general. But the alternative to full bore, I actually forgot what it's called because I never take it, because I always play Snap support. The Ricochet, right? Just gives way more damage with the bouncing attacks.
That Valve game?
Yep. But yeah, if you're not going Ricochet, it's definitely not your primary plan to attack, right?
PMA. Thought he might be in some trouble there, but they're trying to get as much CS as he can. Only 7 so far in this lane, which is kind of a disaster. That's the lane that you were talking about that had the most upside for NAVI. Not the case so far.
I fully take it back, honestly. The most upside is bottom, because that one is free. But I will definitely stand on this lane should not be 7-0 CS. This is just not a good start. Marcy can pull waves here against Pugna, because Pugna has no stun. And he will be pulling the wave here on Zayats.
Might die for it, though.
Yeah, he should probably have pulled the second wave of the lane.
PMA going to try to block GH a bit, and the Nether Blast is still in range, though. So he gets the pull successfully, but at the cost of his life.
It's just at this level of play, the play they made at level 1 is just costing so much. Like the cascading effect of messing that up is not to be understated. You know, they get level 2 faster on Nigma Galaxy. That means they have Decrepify, so then Dawn's combo doesn't really work as well anymore. You died on Marcy, therefore you couldn't pull the second wave, so you couldn't get PMA some nice, fast, and safe CS. And here you are. Oh. This is the one lane that's doing well, though. Nice reflect
got the
there.
Juice. Very nicely done. The Nightmare on self for Omar. Gets the kill onto Noob. Unfortunately, forgot the Juice. It was Riddies that actually snagged that one.
Yeah.
But take what they can get right now. A bit of a rough start. GH finds his way in between Niku and Zayats. Rebound should secure it.
Your effort was wasted.
And Niku getting something on the board for himself. 25-0 right now in that mid lane versus Sumail's 35-7.
Yeah, that level 1 play helps Mag out a ton. Yeah. You get such a big advantage from the first blood gold, and I think Snap might have even died during a couple of the creeps, so then he also loses a lot of experience. Yeah, Sumail should be very comfortable here. This has been one of his, I want to say, mixed heroes for Nigma Galaxy. He's had some games where he's really strong and other games where it just falls a bit flat, but to be honest, I feel like that's kind of just Magnus in a nutshell. There's just some games that just the stars align for you, and in other games the enemy team is just playing well or you're mistiming slightly. It's a very mechanically difficult hero to play perfectly.
Oh, he's got a damage rune.
Yeah.
See if Navi are aware at all of this. Coming in from the south.
Oh, PMA in the corner.
Has the RP as well.
If this move is successful, they might get both wisdoms.
Oh, they get scanned out, so PMA definitely aware.
They still have to do something about it, though. You can't just give away both wisdoms, right? Here comes the TP from Snap.
He's coming. There's the skewer. And RP not going to be used, actually. And then Mortimer's instead onto Ghost. Does have the level 6 using it. Fatal Bonds is still applied, though. Attempting to TP. And he's fine. If anybody was nearby, he would have been forced to attack them.
Yeah.
As RP actually does not hit at all here.
Okay.
So NGX opening the window for Navi off of a, well, not the best start.
It's a guaranteed kill on Dawn if he RPs right away. He thought they had her without it, probably. And then instead ends up RPing and missing. And they also don't get the wisdom, and their carry has to TP base. That was almost as bad as that could have gone for Nigma Galaxy, honestly, but you know, also credit to Navi for bringing over the snap in time. It's very important that she TP'd when she did, otherwise this whole situation could have been very different.
Yep, Ghost has returned. Oh, they're gonna find Zayats. Has the rebound. Still, both members in this top lane very low indeed.
Helmo Dominator completed for Got the Juice. He will be running the double. So Helm of the Dom and Battle Fury, 2 farming items. It's gonna be a while before they can count on him.
Omar really wants this kill. Gets the Nightmare. 8-minute rune is bought, but this is gonna set up Skewer nonetheless. Attempted TP though, and should be fine. Heads up play, but the regen rune should go to the likes of NGX.
Something else to keep in mind about Dawnbreaker is
Riddies denied it.
A really big part of Dawnbreaker's identity as a hero is winning your lane. It's one of the things it does better than almost any other hero in Dota is crushing off lanes with good partners, but it's just really counterpicking this game, which is ironic because you last picked it.
Yeah.
You picked it into Troll, which is one of the tougher carry matchups, but it's still fine. But the Pugna really makes your life miserable. So I'm worried about PMA's place in this game as we go down the stretch. Like, how does he find he doesn't have allies to ulti on. He didn't win his lane. And it's not... I guess it's an obvious game as far as itemization goes. You probably just have to buy Ags here, right? So at least that's something he doesn't have to worry too much about getting counter-itemized. But yeah, this is a really, really bad start for this hero.
Well, at least got the juice. Has something going for himself.
They're gonna need him this game to pop
absolutely.
off. An average anti-mage performance doesn't cut it here. You cannot get enough out of Dawn from this position for AM to not have to play like a stellar game.
Yeah, he went for the helm, by the way. We saw the non-helm build.
Yeah,
like,
I pointed out the helm earlier. That's 2 and 2.
2 to 2. All right. Explain it again then.
Yeah.
Well, why choose it here versus the last game we saw?
I'm not sure why he chose it over Battle Fury, except that it could be something. It could be personal preference, first of all. When Ame skipped helm, I can't believe I'm saying that. Skipped helm of the Dominator and Anti-Mage. When Ame did the normal build, it ramps you up faster, right? This is a little bit slower because you're getting an additional build-up item, but it gives you more early sustain in lane and more early fighting capability.
Right.
Perhaps his worry was if he goes Battle Fury that they're just too weak and exploitable.
Zayat,
I guess.
Omar actually just simply walks away, but at the very least for Navi, they get the tier 1.
It's a very early blink.
Yes, indeed. Let's see if they try to do a smoke reveal.
Sumail playing the standard mid-style Magnus as of modern times, which is the extra point in Shockwave with diminishing return facet, and then maxing out Skewer as well. So no points in Empower just yet for his Troll, but doesn't really matter. Troll's also playing Battle Fury, by the way, so there's going to be plenty of cleave where that came from.
Yep. Good heads-up play from Navi again. Scans have been pretty on point this series. Zayat's looking to maybe tank the gank. Not going to be the case.
Oh, you say that. Okay, never mind. He was on his way to the stairs, but didn't step down. He stacked the cam.
Times to stack. Spots GH as well.
They're chilling.
And now they've seen that Sumail has been missing for quite some time.
That's really awkward. I just TP Bane mid and take XP. He's very low level on Omar. Considering this was an early game that Nigma Galaxy
big
won.
if they have the damage. They don't have a follow-up Fiend's Grip, though. Sumail is going to go for the Skewer play. Nightmare to follow. Got the juice, should be fine, though. In fact, just going to turn this around to Omar. Actually blocks the way completely, so ends up being a free kill for Navi.
Yeah,
Lick reveal completely ruined.
They couldn't RP because they know there's Dawn ulti. So the issue there is not their spell casting, it's that they tried to do it to begin with. They actually cast their spells fine. Skewering into Nightmare there is not a bad play, but you can't go for the kill because of Dawn and because you don't have enough damage, so why even bother to begin with? Maybe they were just hoping to force TPs and disengage, but effectively serving up a kill for Got the Juice is not what they came for.
Absolutely not. And now he starts his Battle Fury. Speaking of which, Ghost will finish his Battle Fury. So going to be ramping up a little bit faster than the AM.
CPMA just exactly doing the standard Soul Ring into Ags. Sometimes you see an optional build-up item in between, but this is the normal build for this patch.
Seen the Golem yet either. This is going to be, I mean, there's lots of pressure on all these players in this game. Elimination game.
Yeah, that's the one thing.
Does this benefit young players or not?
I don't think this is an age thing so much. I think some players are just better at playing under pressure regardless of age. Experience is on average going to help because you've been there before and you know what it's like. But at the same time, there's also some younger players that are just seemingly completely unfazed by stage fright.
Yeah.
Like I think a great example would be, for example, the Spirit players or Sumail when he, you know, made his splash. His first land he won.
Or
right?
Donk.
Donk in CS, yeah, absolutely a great example. Of course, he's seen him at many TIs popping off. Yeah, I love that that was your example.
I mean, he's the prodigy, man.
Yeah.
What is he, like 16 or so? It's insane.
Oh, not anymore, is he?
No, probably not. He's He's an old man, 17 or so.
It's crazy to be 16 every year.
Sumail. Looking for this. Oh, he goes for the RP. He wants to take out the Warlock before the Chaotic Offering comes out, but doesn't get there in time. Solar Guardian is there with the Mortimer's Kisses to follow. PMA shows up. The Mortimers are enough to destroy Sumail, so it's a 1-for-1 support for mid. Definite favor going to Navi, although obviously some long cooldowns from both sides being expended.
You gotta appreciate the comedic timing of me saying Sumail is unfazed by stressor situations, and that's the first thing that happens.
I mean, I don't think that's the pressure, though.
It didn't feel like pressure. It was a bit of a misplay, honestly, just misjudging how far he was gonna get pulled in on the shockwave.
But the Zayats take out GH with the help of Niku.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Navi definitely, I mean, the draft was precarious based on yours and the analyst's opinion, but do you think the later this game goes, the easier it gets for them? Because, I mean, Troll Magnus late game is kind of scary.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a linear thing, but I think there's timings along the way where you have a good shot. I think AM, when he gets his third item, so let's say he goes Battle Fury Manta and then one more, I think there's a window there where he's going to be very strong against specific things except Troll. But then when we go very late, I think he's going to have serious trouble against Troll. Mag, when Mag gets Refresher, the only BKB piercing ability you have on Navi is Golem, and that only gets you that far against 2 RPs and a BKB Troll with...
Well, maybe he has 2 Golems at that point.
Yeah, possible. We've seen supports get Refresher this tournament.
Or
Warlock,
maybe he can die with the talent and summon a Warlock Golem.
Oh, it would be sick if he summoned a Warlock. That would actually... That would be pretty broke. I think Warlock would be first pick if every time you died you summoned Warlock.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's the real recursive facet.
Just what he needs.
Placing a ward here that was immediately spotted by GH. He had the vision in advance, so...
I mean, if you think about it, Undying's innate is basically that, right?
Yeah, just it works once.
Yeah, unless you have Refresher.
You can't refresh that.
That's what Fear said, so it's his fault for tricking me. Are you sure?
You can't refresh the innate, can you?
I mean,
No
it's
way,
It's
right?
a skill.
No way you
Omar
can refresh
with the Nightmare. Looks like he's going to go down, though. Unleash from Zayats.
Ceaseless Dirge.
Okay. And?
When Undying dies, he will instantly respawn the fountain. Begins the game on cooldown, cannot be refreshed.
Okay, there you go. Thanks, Fear.
Yeah.
And Purge, randomly.
I owe you one.
Shout out to Purge.
Fake news out there.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful who you listen to.
Of course, a big shout out to Pyrian Flax for no reason. Purge just walked over to the door and shook his head in disapproval and left.
Alright,
Oh,
well,
we
the
love
Yule's
that.
up and running for Noob. As NGX, I mean, the couple times they've tried to get aggressive, kind of flopped in this game. I mean, they have the 1K lead now, but
Yeah.
haven't really found their footing, it feels like.
They haven't found their footing. I feel like their plays have been a little bit or uncoordinated, as you said. But I also, overall, in terms of the game flow, fortunately for them, they're not under pressure to really nail this time of the game, I think. It's okay to, stabilize and farm. Ideally, you want to be further ahead than this with the lanes you had, without question. But it's not cause for concern yet. Of course, if you literally just let AM farm for another 20 minutes, you might end up on the receiving end. The biggest story in this game for me is that PMA has recovered. He had 7 CS minutes. What was it? Like 5, 6? And now he's 4th on net worth.
Yeah, that's
he's ahead
true.
of Magnus. 2 levels ahead.
Yeah, Sumail's moves, I mean, that's...
Okay, there is cause for concern.
There were
this was worse than I
2
thought.
instances where Sumail, trying to use this Blink Dagger, just
Oh, hello, Riddies.
flubbing it up. Sumail walks right by Riddies. Does he have PTSD from the last time, maybe?
I think he wasn't looking at
Goes,
0.
finds him. Extremely easy
This is
kill.
the bigger one, though.
Indeed. Got the juice.
He
RP.
might have had him.
It was
but
close.
I
Got
think
the
he'll
juice.
have him anyway.
Blink in 1 second, and the RP finds.
There it
And
is.
the juice is down. Omar.
That is the big one. Gonna probably cost them a tower against Rally.
Oh, they have TPs still, though. Spear connects. Nice rebound. The exit plan. Niku gets Yules. And now the skewer back. Oh, okay. The cookie overpowers it. Actually, don't know what. Was that Rebuke, maybe?
It might have been Rebuke.
Yeah, it must have been Rebuke. So another big kill for NGX and the tier 1.
All right.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Shannon, do we have this much power? Is it the moment we criticize literally anything in the world, it just levels up?
Yeah, Dawnbreaker top 3 net worth now.
Shannon, I think your casting is awful today.
Okay. Oh, that's not going to help.
Well, just wait. I'm gonna say something really funny any second now. Yeah.
What a stack.
You're right, I get... Yeah, never mind, it didn't work. Some people are just immune to help. You just... you just can't be saved.
Sorry about that.
Unfortunate. What can you do?
4K lead for NGX. Looking pretty good now.
That helped a lot.
And they have pretty good Roche potential as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure how early they'd want to go for it.
Ghost
thinking
is
about it
thinking,
now, maybe.
But yeah, maybe the risk reward here. You don't have RP.
Yeah, it's
not it's not necessary. It's just one of those moments where, do I have to take this risk? Like, sure, you can possibly get it, but alternatively, wait for RP, find any sort of good pickoff or team fight, win that by at least a bit, and then you can probably just get it. Also,
NAVI.
the timer was a concern. Roche is about to move, and it's Torment time, so we'd rather be ready for that.
It is Torment time. Got the juice. Almost has his Yasha. Has the Battle Fury with the Helm, so a little bit behind. Maybe trying to bait himself in the midst of the rest of his team being smoked. Of course, Chaotic offering one of the best responses to any sort of initiation that they have.
The Troll can solo this, by the way. He
If done correctly, yeah.
He doesn't even need help. He just needs people to scout ahead for him.
That looks to be a freebie for NGX.
Waited patiently until Hero showed mid. And this bit of information is enough for them to go off of now. Zayats will trade for a tower.
His middle tower has fallen.
But that was a tower they were going to get anyway. Unfortunately for Nigma Galaxy, not the best shard carriers in their team. I would probably rather have seen it on Bane to let Omar farm a bit more.
Oh, is that a finished Ags for Snapfire? We got the Gobble Up on the way. Okay. So now you truly have set up for Solar Guardian, Cinderin.
Who are you throwing in?
I'm not sure.
I feel like
you could throw in the Creep, the Helm.
I guess. But you can't. Can you Dawn ulti on a...
Kills the Creep, though, right?
I guess it doesn't kill a Dominator creep.
Oh, Omar, wow, that's some range right there. Meanwhile, Ghost focusing on the Warlock. Easy kill. Tempted TP, but the Spear will find Zayat, so both supports dead for Na'Vi. And NGX continuing to grow this lead now.
Yeah, they can Roche. It's moved to bottom since it's post 20 minutes, and this is just straightforward. 20-second respawn on the enemy supports. This Roche should be close to dead beforehand. Mars tanking it for the Troll.
Oh.
Yep, it does stay alive indeed.
All right.
But I don't think you can you Solar Guardian on this because it's a creep hero?
Not
I
sure.
actually don't know if you can Solar Guardian on this.
Well, they scouted out, and Nico looking for maybe a cheeky deny, or maybe even the Roche kill, but not to be. So Ghost secures the Aegis. Meanwhile, Sumail finds his way on top of Niku. And the Arena with the grip. That's a lot of ultimate. Solar Guardian to try to save him. PMA with a big Starbreaker onto 3 heroes of the Chaotic offering to follow. Ghost has to use his ult and the BKB. And now the Dawnbreaker will likely fall as a result. Ghost a little bit left alone at the moment. Of course, has that second life to work with as Noob comes in and destroys Zayat. So in the end of all that,
it's a good enough result for Nigma Galaxy.
Loss of life for Na'Vi. Yeah, absolutely.
2 for 1, you force Golem and Dawnbreaker ulti, and you expend Arena and RP and Troll ulti, but your cooldowns should be ready again for when it matters. Obviously, Dawnbreaker, something to keep in mind is the Solar Charged Facet, which makes your ultimate come off cooldown faster, and the 15 talent. But the overlap now, whenever Dawn dies, she's obviously not progressing her ulti at a faster rate than normal. So it is going to be ready basically at the same time as RP, which means there's no real moment of opportunity for Na'Vi to try to overwhelm you. Should be good enough here for the side of Nigma Galaxy. Now here's item number 2 for AM that's worth talking about, is that Manta. He's queuing up Butterfly next. It's tough though, right? Like you're not going to be fighting Troll, I think. You have to kill the supports.
Yeah.
So, oh, Nightmare, Omar.
Yeah, but it was reflected. Nice timing from Got the Juice. And there is the gobble up on top of Omar. Spear, though, hits AM. Solar Guardian to try to heal him up. Does a decent job of that as the Mars Arena does find two, but it's the two supports, neither of which have their ults anyway. And with that, Navi have to exit the premises. So another trade of supports overall. PMA is going to be able to get back to base in all likelihood, but the Shockwave bringing him back. Starbreaker with the shard. It's enough.
Had 5-second cooldown on RP there. Otherwise, that's a dead Dawn as well. So timing of that fight is barely early enough for Navi. They do save, got the juice as you mentioned. They got to keep him going. As we talked about, doesn't really overpower Troll at any point, really. As long as they keep neck and neck in net worth, which they aren't. Troll is even ahead, so he should be just fine. It's a matter of when does AM get strong enough and confident enough that he can just jump and kill Pugna, jump and kill Bane. And, of course, ideally pull off a masterful Manta dodge on some big spell such as RP or perhaps, I don't know if you can Manta dodge Spear. I guess you can just have an illusion get speared instead. Oh, see you later, by the way.
Yep, that is a dead Riddies. So NGX expanding their lead now.
Ghost is big. 8-0 on 1.
And he's getting close to Satanic now as well.
They might just threaten this. I don't mind it.
Yeah,
2-minute Aegis.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that without Warlock, it's hard for Navi to find enough damage, but the Snapfire will put an end to the wave and perhaps no ability to hit high just yet.
It does feel like a bit of an awkward lineup, though, for Navi. Gobbling up creeps. Nobody to really throw in. Like, you're not going to want to throw in... I mean, you could throw in the Dawnbreaker, I guess, but it kind of defeats the purpose of having that global ult.
And it begs the question, when they chose to upgrade this Snapfire to mid, what did they see in this? Like, what was the... Did they just think the Dawn ulti was that essential in this game, that that was worth it? Because to me, putting Snapfire mid instead of 4 is actually almost a downgrade in this game. Because the purpose of the hero could have been performed by 4, and then you could have got another mid.
Now, Sumail looking for an opening. And they go for the easy skewer play on Zayats. Gets a big rebound, though, with the Glimmer to follow. But they have the vision, but still able to get back into his base. This is all in an effort for Zayats. Or, sorry, I forgot the juice to get some farm. He'll be cutting the wave. But not going to save.
Can he get this tower ghost? Yes, he can.
I think so. Through the backdoor protection.
Yes.
And yes.
He got it. Took a while, but he got through it.
Only 20 seconds left on the Aegis.
He has a wave mid, so he can start this.
He will do exactly that.
Solar.
Might go for the tower and then at least poke at the melee.
Here. Navi, hello?
They might just be giving this up.
Someone at the door.
That is a melee racks down. Ghost will be very happy with that. Aegis now gone.
Okay.
Do they just continue even without the Aegis? I mean, what can Navi do exactly?
They have no displacement, so they should be able to just save their troll with a Decrepify.
Oh, there's the play onto Omar. Bane is out.
It cost them a mid-tier 3.
Yes, that was quite the cost. And he's going to be back in 30 seconds anyway.
Yep. Now, what Nigma Galaxy should do is just protect this ward they have. Keep playing this area, stick tight together. You can win a 4v5 here if Navi approach blind. With any sort of good fish from Magnus, you just get a blink skewer on, say, Marcy or Warlock and kill them instantly, or Snapfire. And you retain this hill control. They're also going to try to get themselves the Wisdom for Ghost. Maybe getting his 20 talent. No,
I feel like
to
Navi have just put so much pressure on Got the Juice because he hasn't really joined any of these fights really, which means the time he does join, it just has to go perfectly, like literally picture perfect.
This is that stereotypical pub game where you're fighting or protecting for your AM to farm 4 items, and then he shows up and gets 1 chance.
Yeah.
And if he fails that fight, the game's just over. And if he wins, you have a chance. So, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Ghost Sumail gets the skew onto PMA, put in a pretty bad spot. Now the arena with the spear. Chaotic Offering's not going to do too much to save PMA as he will be down and out for 70 seconds.
Ghost didn't have to ult. They used nothing except arena. They have RP and troll ults.
Butterfly now online, forgot the juice, but now it's a 4 versus 5, so we might not even see an actual 5v5 fight the entire game for Na'Vi, as Ghost playing this Troll Warlord, one of the best pushing heroes in the game. And this is going to be Megas pretty shortly. One last fortification for the road.
You have to jump mag, I think, and try to catch it. I don't know. How do you burst him, though?
There's the gobble up right on top of Ghost. RP to follow, though, right on top of the AM. Do they have the damage? Do they have enough? They do. Got the juice down and out for 70 now, as Zayats will follow suit. And this looks like the beginning of the end of the run for Na'Vi here on the road to the International, as Ghost and company will be able to secure mega creeps and almost certainly the game. Ghost will continue on to the tier 4s as Riddies, I mean, he doesn't even have Chaotic Offering for another 90 seconds. It feels like they just never could get started in this game for Na'Vi. Last tier 4 drops to the deck as well, and Ghost, at some point, Na'Vi gotta throw bodies at this hero. They're gonna throw a hammer. The gobble up hits the Pugna in the back to try to stop the healing, and there's a Solar Guardian to follow, but PMA just gonna get kited as the arena finds the mid lane. Niku will get dropped to the deck as well, as GG's come out, and Na'Vi eliminated from the road to the International, and NGX will stay alive for another day.
I have to say, this was a rather odd series. You know, the first game